I'm a full-time mom, full-time student. A lot of the times we're powering through thinking about our children, but in reality, we really take away from being able to think about ourselves.
It can feel isolating. It takes a lot on you mentally, and some days you don't even know why.
Immediate population is just young people out of high school.
Kids in class talk about, oh, I'm so tired. And I'm like, for what? You don't have to take care of a baby. You don't have to take care of a household.
I didn't know how to feel like I belong here.
You just feel like you're in it alone.
I've dealt with, depression and anxiety. I was having mental breakdowns.
There's a stigma that somehow we're not going to follow through or that education's not a priority because we have a family.
I get up around 5:30, make breakfast for the kids. Time to get up, sweetheart. Getting them up, getting them dressed, brushing teeth, and head towards my son's school. It's about a 7-minute walk. And then me and my daughter, we double time it back to the house and drive over to Sac State. I drop her off and then range walk over to class as quick as possible there. I think that constant stress, it just wears you down after a while.
Sine squared x squared. And remember, for sine squared of x, we can write it as 1 minus cosine of squared of x.
I feel like when a lot of people hear that you're a student, they're like, well, what have you been doing with your life kind of thing? You're in your mid-30s. Sometimes I feel like I'm behind.
There's a bias as to what people think a college student is. And the normative view of a college student is that they're 18 to 23 years old, moving away from their parents' house, and they're looking for, the best on-campus roommate experience. And that's not the reality of the college students that we're seeing. Loneliness and isolation is particularly acute for student parents because many have never met or talked to another student parent. But I think they don't tell people they have kids because there's a stigma. And that all flows into their own mental health.
I had a pretty good breakdown while I was in the military. They sent me through this intensive outpatient training where for about 6 months, I would go to work for about half the day, and then the rest of the time I would go and sit in like a group therapy session. We'd have a leader and we'd talk about things and how we could best, engage those issues that we were having. I feel so much better after.
Overall, to support students' mental health, creating a community of people with similar circumstances matters. But across the country, institutions struggle to get the number of how many students have kids. So that data collection is step one. I can sit here today and rattle off to you that 9,430 students at Sac State have kids. So about 1 in 3 of our population is parenting. It has taken me 7 or 8 years of work to get to that point. Hi, Matt.
Hi.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Hi. Welcome. Come on in. The student-parent support element really tries to bring students who have kids together. What I'm doing is to try to understand your experiences and then take that information back to the campus community, make you feel more supported, and advocate for resources and increase public awareness on campus about our student-parent population. What are 3 words that you would use to describe what it feels like or what it's like to be a student parent?
Demanding,
Overwhelmed, guilt.
stressful. This world is not set up for us. It's just barrier after barrier.
What would be helpful to you as a student parent?
So what's important to me is to have someone who's very involved, with the families, with the parents, students.
Having a representative, an advocate for you, and that knows who to talk to, because the system and all the nuances of where to go and what to do, and it can be very confusing.
And then also more community with other student parents.
I know for me, the C campus has been great, and then the child care center is great. It's big when you're dropping your kids off and you know that they're smiling and waving and.
It makes you feel safe and comfortable leaving.
Yes, absolutely.
Sometimes I feel like alone just because I don't really see any kids, or I don't run into the other parents that are at the children's center. Like,
It's hard to know because it's not a visual thing. You would never know.
You're looking for the people with the smears on their shoulders. And
Education's the legacy that I want to leave for my children, that it's important.
I love that word legacy. That's something that I hear student parents say a lot, is that their children are providing them motivation to stay in school and to stay focused. I heard you, and Parents and Families program is here for you. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for your time and your ideas. I hope we have more conversations to come. We really want to create a sense of community and reduce the sense of isolation. I was able to create a program called the Student Parent Peer Ambassadors, where I've been able to hire 4 student parents. And the objective is to make relationships with student parents, create a sense of community, get people talking to each other, and to educate our faculty around this population.
Hi, Sean.
You want some?
Yeah.
All right, ready to go sit down?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. My son usually takes about 40-ish minutes to do his homework, so I help with his homework. Monday, we do Boy Scouts, and then he has soccer on Tuesdays. So wash your hands.
90% of our student parents are moms. I don't think it's normalized in our society for dads to always lead first with that part of their identity. So if our student parents in general feel isolated, I bet our dads feel even more isolated.
Aunt Daisy called him?
Named.
Named Henry.
Yep, good job.
We just hired a dad, and he's a student parent peer ambassador. And he is going to help us start our very first Father Scholar collective.
Morning. Good, how are you? Yep, Matt, Edmore. Nice to meet you.
Likewise, bro. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. There was like 14 guys I emailed.
Yeah.
You, along with 2 or 3 of the guys, responded back. So I'm trying to be, this week wheel, hey, come out. We're a community here.
Oh, absolutely.
What can we do better? What can we do to make our experience as a student better?
I was thinking that, how they have a student section at football games and stuff, almost having a parent-student section.
It's okay, it's more family friendly. I'm more inclined to bring my families. Let's go and take the kids. Have a week, make an event out of it.
I just think literally seeing other parents, other fathers would be like, oh, hey, I know you, or oh, hey, maybe we can all go, whatever the young students do, we'll just do the older bearded and balder version, I don't know.
Yeah.
Parents and Families program has really helped me feel a lot more confident in being a student parent.
It may not be the easiest journey.
but as a student parent, when you make a commitment to something, you follow through no matter what.
We have a village of people who are building on us and motivating us. I'm proud to tell my professors I'm a parent.
Part of talking about student parents is giving them the place and space to be celebrated.
Just want to provide for my family, but also prove to myself that I can do it, because there was a time when I didn't think it was possible.
We really need to reckon with who our population truly is, not who do we think our college population is, but who's coming to college, why are they coming to college, and how can we change to better serve them?
I just feel like we're in a better place than I was 3 years ago. for sure. Even with rushing every day and having no spare time, I still see it in a positive light.